Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's weekly live immigration attorney chat here at Immigration for Couples. And I'm attorney Megan Pastrana, the lawyer for lovers. And our firm is dedicated exclusively to helping couples across the nation and across the world in navigating the U.S. immigration process. And we host these weekly live chats because we know how important it is for all of you who are either just starting out or in the middle of your immigration journey to have clarity and support and guidance throughout the process. And since we are here in February, the month of love, Valentine's Day, and all of that wonderful stuff, what we here at Immigration for Couples dedicate our lives to, helping couples and helping support their union and being their guide through this journey for the month of February. We are going to have a lot of really exciting events, and specifically here for our Facebook Lives, for my topics for the Facebook Lives for the month of February, I will be talking about relationship tips and advice for couples who are going through the immigration process. And we also have an exciting announcement on February 14th. We will be releasing, if you haven't seen it, I had posted a video. We'll be releasing a free gift for all of you as a sign of gratitude and our Valentine's Day gift for all of you. So stay tuned for that on Valentine's Day. That is when that gift will be announced and released. And we also have a wonderful podcast guest lined up that I will tell you more about here today as well. And so I see we have some viewers joining us here live. Good morning, Mohammed. Thanks for being with us again today. And I wanted to let all of you know, if you are watching this on YouTube or you're new to our Facebook page and to our firm, we do have a free resource center at immigrationforcouples.com. We have a free relationship evidence guide. And if you're just getting started out with learning about your options, this is the place to look. We have tons of free charts and information so you can understand the options that are available to you. Morning, Lisa. I hope you're doing well. It's great to see you here. All right. And so I know some of you are just joining, and I was just announcing that for the month of February, we have a lot of really exciting things lined up for the month of February. Specifically, we will be focusing all on relationships and how to nurture your union and your relationship as you are going through the immigration process. And so my topic here for today, I've talked about maintaining a long distance relationship during the immigration process before, but I wanted to dive into this topic in more detail. So tips for maintaining a long distance relationship during the immigration process. And please let me know, I'm getting a little bit of an indication that maybe the sound is having an issue. So please just throw in the comments. Can you hear me? Does everything sound okay? You can hear me and see me just fine, right? If you could just give me a thumbs up or a yes that you can hear everything, that would be great before I dive into this topic. So for anybody who is watching, I would appreciate it. Looks like we're good. If I can get some thumbs up. All right. So tips for maintaining a long distance relationship during the immigration process. And Tiffany said, perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much. So tips for maintaining a long distance relationship during the immigration process. So for many couples, myself and my husband included, when we were going through the immigration process, we had to maintain a long distance relationship. We were in a long distance relationship for parts of the process. And so for many couples, this is the reality. And immigration wait times are long, and it's daunting to think, oh my gosh, we're going to have to be in this long distance relationship. We have to live in two separate countries during this time. And it hurts. It hurts your soul, right? To be away from the person you love. Like, it really does. There's like a physical pain in your heart and your body to be away from this person. But there are beautiful things about long distance relationships, and there are ways to have a very strong and beautiful long distance relationship. And there's so much out there on the internet, and everybody has tips and advice for navigating the waters of these long distance relationships. And I'd love to hear from all of you before I dive into my tips. To please feel free, if you're currently in a long distance relationship or you've made it through the immigration process in a long distance relationship, what are your tips? What is your advice? What have you found that was helpful for both of you as you were going through the process? And I've talked about this topic before, and I've had people give feedback and comments, and it's just been so helpful for the community to remember you're not alone. So many couples are going through this, and there is an end in sight. So the very first tip is communication. Communicate, communicate, communicate. And in this day and age, it's so easy to send text messages, but I mean deep, profound communication beyond just emojis and just some quick text messages. Those are important, but really picking up the phone and having a phone call or having a video chat and communicating on a daily basis and connecting with your person. And this is important even if you are living together. Communication is so important in a relationship. And so that's the very, very first tip. Make sure you're setting aside time, dedicated time, be intentional with setting aside time for communication. And having conversations about how are you feeling today? How was your day? And then planning for the future and talking about feelings and emotions. That's so, so important. And reassuring one another. And I have a podcast guest who will be coming on. She is a licensed marriage and family therapist, and she'll be coming on February 23rd, and we will announce when that podcast episode has been officially released. But she and I dive into this topic in even more detail. And one of the things that happens in a long distance relationship is when you don't have that person by your side with you physically, we can start to have these thoughts, these narrative bubbles that's what they're called of, does this person still love me? Are they still thinking about me? What are they doing? Are they okay? And so it's really important to talk about those thought bubbles, those narratives that come up. And if one of you is feeling uncertain or disconnected, to lean into that and to have conversations about that and reassure one another. So she and I really dig into that topic in even more detail on the podcast. Okay, and then my second tip, really important, is planning for the future and planning future trips. So if you're able to plan trips to visit one another, to see one another, always think about those trips and those next opportunities, the future, the next things that you'll be doing together. And it can, in a way, help to shorten time. My husband and I would do that when we would be together. We would be planning when is the next time that we can be together when we were parting, and just focusing on that span of time to when we would see one another again, instead of the 12 or 18-month wait that it's going to take to get through that immigration process. Okay. And I see we have a lot of comments here in the chat. And so I wanted to see, yes, think of thought bubbles a lot. Exactly, Jeff. Yeah, those are those thought bubbles like they have with cartoons and and just saying, hey, and I do tell my husband that we both say, hey, my thought bubble says this, is my thought bubble wrong? So definitely, those are very helpful. And I love this. And Anna Maria, thank you. Or Anna, I know you prefer Anna. For me and my husband in our 6-year-long relationship, we talked every single day. My husband and I did too. It's very helpful. Try to know more about each other. Find common things to do, like games and watching movies. If you're feeling, if feeling are genuine, the relationship will last. It's not easy, but you will succeed. Exactly. And it's in those moments of really when you're apart, going back to that communication piece, when you're apart and you're more intentional with talking and communicating, you can really learn there's always something new to learn about your partner, about your significant other. So yes, that's beautiful. Thank you for that feedback. Oh, yay. And you've been a part of this group for a while, Eds. Oh, we love hearing this. Thank you so much for sharing with all of us. That's so wonderful. Congratulations on your pregnancy. That's so exciting. Awesome. Oh, that's so wonderful. I love seeing all of you. We have had such a really great community of people who are coming almost on a weekly basis and are sharing, and we're getting to see all these developments. So thank you so much for sharing that. That's wonderful. And thank you all for sharing your tips too, and encouragement for those who are going through a long distance relationship. You're right, Anna. You will succeed. You'll get through. Just keep communicating. And like I said, that second tip of planning for the future. And then another tip that I have, really important, and this goes for being in a long distance relationship or even when you're together, is making sure you're filling your own cup. And by that I mean, while it's wonderful, it's beautiful to be in a relationship, to be married, and you do things together, you have this life together, but you also have your own, you came to this relationship as an individual, as your own person, and you remain as that is your own person, and doing activities in that time that you're apart that fill your cup. I love to volunteer at the animal shelter. My husband is an avid cyclist. We have things that are our hobbies and our interests apart from one another that we do. And then when we come together, we share about those activities, and they're things that fill our cup and nurture our soul and really help us to be the best versions of ourselves for that other person. So that's my other tip. If you're in a long distance relationship, remember to do things that fill your cup, that nurture your soul, that take care of you. So when you are together, when you do have time for one another, you are the best version of yourself. And then my last tip, if you will, or just comment, is a lot of couples tell me when they're first starting out on that immigration journey, they're thinking, oh my gosh, 18 months, or for many couples, it's usually a year or more that you're apart and having to navigate this long distance relationship. And it's just, like I said, it hurts to be away from that person that you love. But my tip or my advice from my own personal experience in life is that, remember, life does go very fast. In this time that you're apart, it is long, but it's a moment in time. And there's this country song that I like from Kenny Chesney that says, "Don't blink." And I know I'm still young, but the older that I get, I realize that he says in the song, don't blink. Life goes so fast, and it really does. I think back to moments in time that I just wanted them to last forever, or moments in time where I thought, oh, this will never end. And now it's been over a decade. Literally, my husband and I, we've been married for 10 years. This year, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary. We made it through the immigration process. And if you're just starting out, we felt the same way as you. Are we going to be able to do this? It feels so long, and it feels like yesterday, but it was a long time ago now, and we made it, and our relationship is stronger. So just remember, if you're going through this process, if you're just starting out, or if you're in the middle of that long wait, those minutes, those hours, those days, they do feel long. It is time apart, but it's not going to last forever. You will be together, and just keep focusing on this is just a moment in time, and before you know it, you'll be together. All right? So hang in there. And I have comments and questions here, so I'm going to jump back over to that. Yes, Lisa, you agree with me. The older you get, the faster time goes, for sure. It's crazy. All right, so I have so many comments. The chat is blowing up, which is awesome. Yeah, it hurts your heart that they're apart. I know, it really does, that apart. You can feel it for sure. Okay. All right, so I have to switch over now. I've been in this like relationship and lovey-dovey mode, and I'm having to switch back over and put my immigration attorney hat on so I can answer immigration questions. All right. I still have a little bit of a cough. I apologize. Thank you for your patience with me. So Mohammed, I know you were said here that your fiance's income is weak, and then you haven't been able to find a joint sponsor, and we've not been able to use assets. We want to know what we should do. So with that joint sponsorship, as I have said in prior videos, that joint sponsorship component is required for the green card process to be able to get through that process. So I would encourage you to make a list of all of the people that you both know for the joint sponsorship. Joint sponsors really can be, they don't have to be family, they can be friends, anyone who's a green card holder or a US citizen. And sometimes just both of you brainstorming, making a list of everybody you know who could potentially be a joint sponsor, and then reaching out and asking them. Sometimes we know someone and there's just discomfort there in asking them. And I understand it's a big responsibility. It is a big ask, but I always encourage our clients to do that, to start there. And oftentimes when you do that, you will find someone that can be your joint sponsor. And then if not, looking at assets, looking at retirement accounts, savings accounts, is if your fiance owns a home, things of that nature would be that next step to look at as well. And if you're wanting to really do a deep dive, have individual customized legal advice, I encourage you to schedule a consultation with our team. You can schedule an appointment with me, and I'd be happy to talk with both of you to see what options might exist for you both. Okay? Good morning, Pooja. Thank you for joining us. It's not easy waiting on a spousal visa. I know the spouse visa and fiance visa, the wait times are long, but we are seeing movement. And the good news is, from an interview standpoint, we are seeing interviews for both spouse and fiance visas being scheduled faster. So things are moving. And like I said, every day is a day closer. But best of luck. Keep us posted on how things go with your case. We hope you have a decision soon. Okay. You keep reminding your husband that you have to be patient because the process will take time. Oh, I love that question, that you like to ask each other, what are you thinking about? We both feel that it's important for us to know. Yes, I totally agree. And yeah, asking each other questions like, if I notice that my husband's energy is off, or he notices we've been together long enough, you just know. And I say, sometimes if I'm feeling, prickly, if I'm just a little difficult, he'll ask, what's going on? What are you thinking about? How are you feeling? And sometimes we take whatever energy our partner has. If they seem sad or they seem frustrated, we start to wonder, and we do that thought bubble thing that I talked about earlier. Is it me? Did I do something? And oftentimes it was just, they had something that happened in their day that was frustrating, or something that, like you're asking, I love that question, that they're thinking about or mulling over, or ruminating on, that they're frustrated about, and giving your partner that opportunity, that spaciousness to share what's on their mind. It can really help to lighten their load, and you can clear up those thought bubbles for both of you. So thank you for sharing that. I think that's very beautiful. That's a great question. Okay. Good morning, Janice from Louisiana. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, and we have so many great comments here in the chat. Trying to keep up with all of them. And I'm still so excited, Ed. I'm still so excited for you both. And I love that you shared that announcement with us about your pregnancy. That's so great. Okay. So I have a question here that the National Visa Center just sent you a notice regarding your immigration case becoming documentarily qualified. Yay! Congratulations. Lots of good news here. So documentarily qualified, for those of you who are maybe new to the process or in the middle of the process, that's that second step in the spouse visa process with the National Visa Center. And being documentarily qualified means that you've turned in all of the required evidence and that you are in line for an interview. So that's exciting. Okay, and you're wanting to ask an expedite of the interview for medical and financial reasons. So expedite requests are, if you're at the interview phase, if you've been documentarily qualified, something that you would need to request directly through the embassy. So you would, whatever your embassy is, you would reach out to that embassy or consulate where your interview is, and provide them with information about the medical emergency for that expedite request. All right. But congratulations on being documentarily qualified. All right. And good luck. Good luck with your expedite. Okay, let's see. What's my next question? Okay, so we have another person, Janice, who and we had someone else who was asking earlier. Mohammed was asking about this question as well, having issues with that affidavit of support, that financial component of the immigration process. And so I don't know if you were here earlier, but I'm going to repeat what I said just in case. So if you don't have a joint sponsor, still, even if you think you don't have a joint sponsor, both of you put your your thinking caps on and think of all the people that you both know who are lawful permanent residents or US citizens, and make a list, friends, family, anybody you know, and then go down that list and start asking individuals if they'd be willing to be a joint sponsor for your case. It's a big responsibility, and I know it can be an uncomfortable ask, but that's the best place to start. And if that fails, if you aren't able to find someone, then looking at assets. So even if the petitioner, the US citizen, spouse or fiance, does not make enough from a job, the next thing to look at is assets. So if a person has enough assets, such as a savings account, retirement accounts, equity in a home, things of that nature, you can still meet that income requirement through your assets. And if you would like to schedule a customized legal strategy session with our team, I can put the link, we'll put the link in chat or in the comment section rather, if you'd like to book an appointment with our team. And also it's immigrationforcouples.com, but we can really look at your personal financial situation and help you to come up with a strategy if you're wanting to have a legal representative or an attorney helping you with the process. Okay. Okay. So Lisa, you said my son's girlfriend comes back. Should they open a checking account together before engagement? So if they're just engaged, and Lisa, I know you've been watching and participating in our Facebook lives for a while. So if they're currently, just engaged, they're just starting out in their relationship. If opening a checking account together is something that they're wanting to do, they can. But if they're still just in that process of an engagement, it's not required. If you haven't checked it out yet, we do have a free relationship evidence guide, and that might be something for your son and his girlfriend to take a look at. And that's on our free resource center. I can put it up here for everyone to see. It's at immigrationforcouples.com. And if you go to the relationship or the resource center, we have a free resource center. There's a relationship evidence guide that goes into even more detail about the different kinds of relationship evidence they can start collecting now. But it's a good idea. They definitely can, but it's not something that's a requirement if they're still in that engagement phase. Okay. You're welcome, Lisa. I think, oh, and then I do have one more question. So Tiffany, you're saying that you're wanting to actually withdraw your petition. So I'm sorry to hear that. Sometimes that does happen if you are, if you're both in a relationship, you're going through this process and you both decide that you don't want to move forward, then withdrawing your petition is that next step. And so you would just be notifying immigration with a letter, letting them know you would like to withdraw that application. So you'll just, on the receipt notice, from your I-130 or I-129F, depending on what type of case you filed, there's an address, and that address is the service center where your case is being processed. And that's where you send correspondence if you're wanting to withdraw a case. All right. All right. Well, again, it was wonderful to spend time with all of you here today. Excited to celebrate the month of love and February here with all of you. And as always, we will be back next week on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time with another relationship topic. And again, as always, if you have questions or you're catching this on the replay, please do a hashtag replay. Let me know what your questions are, and we will see you all next week. Oh, Kevin, I have a couple minutes. Go for it. If you have a question, I just saw that pop up. While you put in your question, I'm going to get a drink of water. This cold that I had, I'm better now, but the cough, it just does not want to go away. Kevin, I'm going to give you a couple more minutes. If you're typing in your question. Okay. So you're currently living in England and your wife is an American citizen. I'm sure you're typing. I don't know if you're on your phone with the rest of your question. Giving you a second. Everybody's here waiting. Okay. Okay. You're looking to, I figured that this was the rest of your question. I'm a mind reader. You're looking to relocate to the US and you don't know what would be the best process for us to relocate. So if you are married, it sounds like you said that your wife is a US citizen, then the spouse visa is your likely best path. There might be another option for you called a direct file, but likely your path would be a spouse visa. And you can check out our free resource center at immigrationforcouples.com. But Kevin, I'd love to speak with you and your wife if you'd like to make an appointment and we can dive into more detail about options, next step, timeline, and all of that, depending on when you are both planning to move. It does take over a year. You're looking at about 18 months. So if you're planning on moving in the next year, year and a half, now is the time to start. Oh, awesome. Well, cool. Then I will see you on Friday. That's perfect. Yeah, we'll definitely dive more in detail then. But yeah, the spouse visa is typically going to be the process that you will follow. But we look forward to talking with you soon. I'm glad I was able to catch you for that. Are you able to catch me for that one last question? All right. All right, I think that's everything. Oh, I do have one more from Lisa. Does our firm handle dual citizenship? So the United States, so I'm a licensed immigration attorney for the United States, so I can help couples all over the United States and all over the world with U.S. immigration law. And so the United States does allow for dual citizenship. The laws in the United States regarding dual citizenship, they essentially take the position of reticence. And by that, I mean, you're allowed to hold U.S. citizenship and the citizenship of another country. The U.S. allows that. And you are pledging allegiance to the United States. And then at a time of war, your allegiance would lie with the United States. And that is what the United States allows from a dual citizenship standpoint. So yes, we help individuals all the time. That's the natural trajectory. Once you've been a green card holder for 3 or 5 years, then you are eligible for U.S. citizenship. You're eligible for citizenship in 3 years if you've been married to a U.S. citizen for 3 years, and that's how you received your green card. And so yes, we help people to obtain their citizenship through a process called naturalization. There are some countries that don't allow dual citizenship, like China and India, for example. But yes, we help with citizenship. All right. Well, it was wonderful to spend time with all of you. Again, check out immigrationforcouples.com and that free resource center if you are just starting out on your immigration journey. And I will see you all next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.